Okay, good morning, everybody. So, first large cap on watch today is WDAY. We'll put some levels in here. Got CrowdStrike. Facebook is on watch today. Okay, let's see. Got a level of 260. And a level of 256.40. And a risk cutoff of 254.80. Next up is PTON. $142.25. And 140 even. And Risk cutoff 136.43. That's a nice move on DraftKings. Let's see. Pull back all the way to yesterday's close. It's pretty far. Let's see if I can get a better level on it. This was on my watch list yesterday. Pretty sure I made some money on it yesterday. I don't remember how much. You can see here, played a breakout right here on it yesterday. I don't remember where I got in and out. I'll have to go back into my records and look. About 50 bucks a share. Looks like a spot to enter. So now everything's on the list. I'm gonna put this one over here. The WDAY, bring that back to strike, and Facebook. If Peloton starts making the move to the upside, I've got a watch on it. I've got a bullish bias, generally speaking, on the market. You know, intraday moves or, you know, from day to day, we're going to get the Brownian motion. But generally speaking, I am looking for opportunities to buy low and sell high rather than selling high and buying low, except for Baba. Baba, let's take a look at Baba real quick. So, yeah, I've been watching this one for a while. I'll get it on the daily here. So it has a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. The left shoulder is higher than the right shoulder. It broke down below the neckline. It It didn't do it during regular hours, it did it after hours. And so the breakthrough, I usually like to play the break through the neckline. I'll put a put order in right here for this initial move below the neckline. Usually lasts 1 or 2 days, and then it'll make a move back up to the neckline again, which you can see it did here. This is textbook. This is a textbook head and shoulders formation. It came back up to test the neckline, failed and moved away. I'm pretty sure I didn't catch it right here at the very top at the neckline. I started averaging it at 236. I've got 60 shares short at an average of $230 per share. So I'm pretty sure, let's see, I started the first 10 or 20 shares that I shorted was down around 226, and then I think that I shorted shares again right in the 239 area, and I shorted shares again in the 230 area back here on this day. Pretty sure it was on this day right here. It was looking like it was about to start turning around again on that day. So here we had it almost reached the neckline again, and it was 239, almost 239 even, that I got into another 20 shares yesterday. It's typical for it to come up, test the neckline, move down, and come back up and fail to test the neckline and start moving down again. This could track the neckline down for a few weeks, few days. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it. As long as it doesn't break above the neckline and start running back up, then this trade is good. I'm expecting a price of about 180 on BABA. So if you'll excuse me, I need to go use the little boy's room. I'll be back as soon as possible. All right, I'm back. So let's see here. We've got about 10 minutes to the bell. I need to start putting, so here's a small cap. I need to start putting my stock to watch in my trading windows here. Let's get these price levels in. I only have one price level on WDAY. Yeah. There they are. Oh, that's old information. There we go. Yeah, apparently Facebook is facing some litigation, some upcoming antitrust litigation. WDAY 219.25. Probably average into this one 50 shares at a time. I like this setup. I like this spot for a bounce between 214 and 219.25. So I'm probably going to average into 200 shares at 50 shares. Yeah, 50 shares per purchase, and look for a bounce from this level for 1% gain, which would be $2 on 200 shares. So it'd be a gain of about $400. CRDW, CrowdStrike CRWD. Lately, the first level hasn't been holding, and so the second level has been the spot to enter. So I'll probably look to enter another 200 shares on that one. Probably average in at 50 shares at a time. Facebook, I'm going to watch Facebook. I'll just keep an eye on it. I'm definitely considering, if I'm going to get into a trade on this, I'll consider getting a second entry for a bounce. I'm not investing in this. I'm only trading it for a bounce, a 1% bounce off of the second level. So that'd be a $2.50 bounce. And I'll probably only go for 100 shares. I'll probably start averaging in around this line at 25 shares per entry. Baba's just on watch. I'm long 60, or I'm short 60 shares on Baba right here. If we get a fail, if today or the next time that we get a failure below the last day's close, then I'll enter into another 20 shares short. This is going to be a long, drawn-out process, I think. So it's going to play out over the course of at least a month. This down move away from the neckline, but there's going to be a big move to the downside. If it plays out, there's going to be a big move to the downside. Small cap NRBO is coming back down to this candle here. This is all the sixth. So it gapped from 635 to 735 in the pre-market. Now it's coming below the gap. It'll probably come down to test the 640 area. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it. Not really that excited about this small cap momentum play. I'll put an alarm on it. If it hits this 639 level, then I'll come back to it and see about putting a trade on it. TATT, 5th of January to the 6th of January. and looks like it's getting stalled right here, this gap. I'll probably find support somewhere around the close of this down candle right here. I'm going to put alarms on the two of these at those spots to see about an entry. All right. And the rest of the morning looks like it will probably be a scanner, just kind of watch the scanner kind of morning. All right, so there goes TATT. Yeah, I had a feeling it's pretty close to this price level right here. In the pre-market, this is probably a pretty good spot to enter into a position on the pre-market, but there's 5 minutes left for a gap and go on this. It's the fifth stock down on the watch list, on my momentum scanner watch list. So oh yeah, this was a merger and DraftKings. Yeah, I should have held on to some of the shares that I traded from DraftKings yesterday. I'm still holding on to a little bit of SBE from yesterday's levels. Happy with that trade. I think I've only got 50 shares of SBE that I'm holding on to. Pretty small size. I really haven't been willing to risk a lot right now. I think that we're coming into a really bullish phase in the market, generally speaking. When I say the market, there's, that encompasses a lot. I mean, because the market also includes like long-term treasuries, and those I'm definitely bearish on. So when I say the market, I'm generalizing heavily, of course. Okay, I've got about 3 minutes to the open. I have a game plan, and then I can adjust as necessary. I think DKNG, DraftKings, every time I see DKNG, I think Donkey Kong. I don't know if Dave Portnoy did that on purpose, but this thing is looking like a buy out of the gates for a pretty decent run up. Let's look at the 10-minute here. Yeah, it's definitely running up. We've got some, a resistance. So this line acted as resistance and sort of support. You can see it was building up to this price and then moved through it. And this is a close this is a high, intraday high from the 30th of December. And the next area of support and resistance I have is an open from the 28th of December. So this thing looks like it's definitely closing in on 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly a week's of a down move here in the period of what looks to be about 2 days. Looks like it's going to recover pretty nicely. So I might take a small trade on this out of the gates for a move to 52.29. I'm gonna get that one set up. Okay. Let's see what starts to move once the bell rings. I wonder, it's hard to tell what a stock is going to do right out of the gates. When it runs up kind of high like this pre-bell, sometimes it'll sell off. You know, an entry right here, $50 would be a good spot to enter. But who knows? You know, right out of the gates, you know, just kind of keep an eye on it, let it play out. If it looks like it's going to start making a move, here we go. Okay, and trading is open. Let's see, yeah, we got a little dip down on Donkey Kong. The $50 level is where I'm interested in entering. I just put an order in for 200 shares at $50.02. That doesn't look like it got filled. Yeah, it doesn't look like I got filled there. That was definitely a good spot to enter on DraftKings. So I think, you know, I hate to chase this thing. I'm going to decrease my price on it here, see if I can get a fill here at 51. Okay, we've got a Facebook. Facebook came down to my level and then definitely traded away from it. I didn't get an alarm on it though. Let's see. The low here is 260.01. And it didn't trigger. Oh well. It's a nice move in the first minute. Let's see. Peloton. I'm not really interested in Peloton. I don't know why my levels aren't showing up here. Oh, there they are. Okay. Yeah, and I'm not interested in Peloton that much. This has been an at-home play, and the at-home play might still be in effect, but I don't know. Peloton, it just doesn't really appeal to me very much. I'd like to see what WDAY does for a little bit longer. This is a low volume stock. Okay, so I got filled on 100 shares of Donkey Kong at $51 and 51, almost 51 even, 51.0082. So I have a feeling it's gonna run up here and test this 52.30 level roughly. This was definitely the order that I put in for $50 even roughly didn't get filled. I probably should have put it in a little bit higher at like 50.25 or something to make sure I got filled in that morning rush. Let's see what the 50% mark is here on this big candle. So 832 would be 50% on that candle. I'm going to keep an eye on $8.32 on TATT. Let's see what the news is. 16 hours ago. Honeywell International signed 10-year agreement, source 60% in late trading. Yeah, Honeywell's a big company. I'm going to enter into a position on TATT here on 500 shares, right here at a break above 8. All right, I'm filled on 500 shares. Move past 832 is what I'm looking for. Let's see, I got filled at 803 on TATT. There we go. Okay, yeah, so 832 is the goal here for TATT. I'm looking to, I'll probably sell half, 200 shares at that level, and then see how much further up it can go from there. It's hitting some resistance here at this sort of pre-market. I don't want to call that a pivot exactly, but this is sort of a, in the pre-market. So this is yesterday's sort of after-hours close, and this is where it opened pre-market. And so it's hitting resistance here at the top of this candle. It ought to be able to push through. I don't see why it shouldn't. All right, there we go. Okay. So now on the 1 minute candle, the entry is at the top. If I were to have traded this on the 1 minute candle, the entry would have been over the top of this red candle right here. Let's see how many shares there are. There are less than 10 million. There's less than a 10 million share float on this. So if it starts to squeeze, it ought to squeeze, quite nicely. So this is kind of its opening range right here, and now this is its first pullback. Let's see, and this range is 752 to 803. So really, 792. The kind of the best I can expect here is 842. There we go, 833. I'm selling half. I'm selling 300 shares right now. And then that way I can let the other 200 ride at break even and protect profits if it decides to take a dump. All right, I got rid of the rest. If it this 832 level, if it breaks over this 832 level, then you know, it'll keep running. The next spot of resistance after 832 really is going to be this this area in here, $10 if it can make it past 832. So on that trade, let's see, how did I do? Well, on 500 shares, it looks like I made 6 cents on 200 shares and about 33 cents on 300 shares for a whopping big grand total of about 60 bucks total. We'll keep an eye on it. It's pulling back a little bit. This is a support area right here. You know, if it holds that support area, if it's able to, you know, kind of hold it again, I might start to average into some shares for another run up. This is really good news for TATT. You know, Honeywell International is a huge company, and signing some kind of 10-year agreement here. TATT Technologies said late Tuesday its fully owned subsidiary TATT Piedmont Aviation and Honeywell International has signed a 10-year services agreement. Shares of TAT surged by 60% in late trading. Under this contract, TAT Piedmont will offer rental services to airlines who are operating Boeing 777 and will serve on behalf of Honeywell for any rental of Honeywell so on power auxiliary power unit. Okay, so this is a power generator deal for TATT. That's good news. Later on, if you know, this stock, what it'll do is, you know, it'll pop up for a couple days, and then I wonder why I have this level on it here. Oh, that's something that happened pre-market. And then, you know, I can come back if I'm interested in investing in this stock. I'll come back after it does its big run up, and then you know, invest in it. I'll throw, you know, 1,000 shares into my portfolio and let it ride for 5 years, kind of thing. You know, a big contract like that, it sets companies up. You know, this is a big break for TAT, for the small cap. So I'll come back to it and check it out. All right. Yeah, TAT is pulling back. What is this 667 level here that I have on it? Let's go check that out. I think, oh yeah, okay. So this is where it closed after its first 10 minutes of trading in the pre-market. It dipped down below that a little bit. There ought to be support right here at the 667 level. If it makes it all the way back down to that level, I'll look for, I don't think it'll make it all the way back down to that level today. If it does, though, it is definitely a buy right there at that spot. So do I have an alarm on it? Yeah, I do. I have an alarm on it. So I'll just kind of keep that on watch and see what its 1 minute looks like here. I'll keep the 1 minute up. I might change this 1 minute to a 5 minute. Let's see. Oh yeah, I still have 200 shares of DKNG here I've been keeping an eye on. And I'm in 100 shares of DKNG at $51. So I guess, you know, a break below this level right here, you know, then and confirmation below it, then I'll let the 100 shares go. and come back and look for a different trade on it. A couple of things are hitting the scanner here. Yeah, Peloton did the deal. Peloton came down. Why aren't my support levels showing up? For whatever reason, my support levels aren't showing up from the 10-minute to the 1-minute. But it came into 1425 is what I had for a support level. I had 1425 as a support level. And in the first 2 minutes, it came down to that 142.25, sorry. And then ran up for $2 a share, which, yeah, that was more than a 1% move. That is definitely the opening bounce that I was looking for. I'm shy of Peloton, though. Its recent activity is, it's been on the way down. It's closing this gap right here, and it's below the gap. So I wasn't really excited about it. Yeah, CrowdStrike definitely made its move too. Just a lot going on in the first minute. Yeah, my bias was toward DraftKings. So, oh well. So bring the SPY down here and take a look. So the SPY is Monday's big red reversal here. So the SPY is back up into the body of this outside reversal candle. And if it can work its way back up above and start closing above 375.27, then the SPY is going to start making moves to new all-time highs. These outside reversal candles, this is the fourth one. I mean, to just kind of go back even to right here, this is an outside reversal. It opened higher than the previous day's close and then closed lower than the previous day's low. And there are plenty of examples. I can go back in the past 3 or 4 months and find these outside reversals that just don't like the market just recovers and keeps going higher. Outside reversals are usually an indication of further weakness, and a lot of people look for 5%, 10% correction after an outside candle formation like this. Here's one. Let's draw. Here's an outside reversal. Here's an outside reversal. This is on the daily chart, and there are a bunch of them. Let's see. Can't really call this one a reversal because it's on its way down already. But let's go back. There's 1, 2. Oh yeah, here's another one. Three. And so this is a sort of this one right here. Where'd it go? Not this one. I mean, you could call this an outside reversal, but it's in a down pattern already, so you can't really call it a reversal. It's kind of already in conjunction with the move that's been taken. I just saw another one now. Where'd it go? Oh, right. No, not right there. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. And this one right here. So there have been 4 outside reversals. See, it's moving on its way back up. Then it opens, higher, just a little bit. The opening price was a little bit higher than the previous day's close, but then it definitely closed down below the previous day's open. That's an outside reversal. And these things just have not played out. I've been fortunate, to have not attempted to short the market at these outside reversal candles, and I would have gotten my butt handed to me if I had, because the things, they just aren't playing out. This showed a little bit of weakness for about a week. There was some weakness after this outside reversal. And then so if it turns out, this was a rather significant day, first trading day of the year, pretty high volume, not outsized volume. Now this could turn out to be the start of, some bear market activity, some sustained and prolonged bear market activity. But I just don't think it will. I think we're going to end up seeing this thing go up here to the high of this breakout candle, move sideways for a few days, and then continue its way up. I'd be surprised to see it happen all in one day, like today. If we get over yesterday's high here, there's no reason that the market couldn't attempt to make a run to this. The top of this candle. So otherwise, let's see what the indicators are doing here. Let's put this on a 1 minute. Yeah, it's making a move for the high, yesterday's high. That's the goal, is to beat yesterday's high. It's always the goal, All right, so. We're going into overbought on the SPY on the 1 minute. Let's see here. Going into overbought down here on the 1 minute. The 10 minute is making its way. The 10 minute is making its way to overbought. On the SPY, the VIX is going into oversold. In rally mode, Yeah, and I am bullish. This doesn't carry as much weight. If everything were sort of flipped in the opposite right now, I'd be looking for a spot to play some call options. Let's pay attention. Let me pay attention to my trades here. BKNG's a little bit weak. If it curls up from this spot, I'd like to see that. The $50 mark is acting as support. I think I'll enter into another 100 shares here. The 50. Put in a buy here, right here at this $50 level. See if I can get filled. Okay, I'm long 200 shares at an average of $50.56 on Donkey Kong. See if this 20 period moving average can act as support on DraftKings. So this spot right here on this, oh, you can't see it. Pull it back down. And so this spot right here on the SPY is gonna act like a little bit of a ceiling. So I'll probably wait for a pullback, wait for some weakness, and then look to enter into a call position on some SPY options. All right, NRBO. Okay. So it's interesting, you know, to see when a small cap acquires another company. It's been catching a bid in the pre-market, and traditionally, I've been doing this, you know, since 2006. And I wasn't successful at it until 2000. I don't know. Let's see. I turned the corner in 2011, late 2011, on profitability. But in the traditional sense, it's the company that does the acquiring that sees a hit to its share price. I'm not accustomed to seeing the acquirer see catch a bid. It's usually the acquiree that catches the bid. And I'm going to see what it does here. This is an odd gap also, pre-market. There aren't any, that I'm aware of, there aren't any circuit breaker halts in pre-market actions. This is a pretty big jump, this gap from 636 up to 739. That's $1 per share jump. I've got an alarm on this thing, so there it goes. Let's see if this 639 level acts as support if we get some buyers coming in here. Otherwise, it's just going to continue going down for the rest of the day. TATT is trying to make another run for the daily highs. This 765 level, that's the 50% mark from this. No, it's not. That's just the bottom of the gap right here. This 765 level is just the bottom of this gap. This is where it was trading on the 5th, and then it opened up right down here this morning at 4 o'clock, dark 30. So it's attempting to hold on to the post-market close right now. DraftKings is trying to hold on to 50. $49.89 is the 20 period moving average there. So yeah, traders pay attention to it. It doesn't really mean much in the big scheme of things, but traders pay attention to it. So see it kind of ride the 20 moving average up to this 52.29. That'd be nice. If the 20 period moving average breaks up above this $50 level, that would be pretty nice. TATT couldn't hold on. Well, so for small cap momentum, once it gets to a particular level, it usually just doesn't do anything for the rest of the day. That's usually about it, that first kind of initial move, and then it's over with. So we've got 639 acting as support down here right now on NRBO. I'll give it a little bit more time. Check out the 1 minute. Yeah, I'm not that excited about this, about playing NRBO. Yeah, on the 1 minute, DraftKings is below kind of the spaghetti. So it's coming under some pressure. There's some downward pressure on this stock right now. So a move back to 51 is probable. So I'll just kind of hold on here. I like the way that it plunged through the $50 level here, Consolidated. It was starting to make a bear flag on the 1 minute, and then came back up. It failed at the top of this candle right here, though, at the top of this breakdown candle in the 1 minute. So let's see if we can get it to, if it can test and break through this candle right here on the 1 minute. Right here at 50.35. If we can break over that and hold it, then we ought to be on our way to 51, at least 51. It tested this the top of this candle once. This is the second test. All right, so it's after 10 o'clock. There ought to be 10:30, between 9:30 the open and 10:30. There are usually 2 rounds of behavior, I guess you could kind of call it. A lot of selling on DraftKings on this opening 10-minute candle. It's a 3.2 roughly million share candle with price action from 51.30 down to 50.27, so only $1. And it is slipping below that opening range, that opening candle. That's not bullish, but it's DraftKings, so people like the company, people like the stock. I'm in a relatively small position, so if it decides to go down, it won't be a huge loss. Got about 2 minutes left on this candle. Less than a minute to the close of this candle. The SPY broke through. Looks like it's on its way up. Where did we close? Managed to close that 10-minute candle right at 49.99, which is the support level. I've got 49.99 as a support level on this high from back here, support resistance level. Yeah, hard to say. Buyers could come in here, they might not. The SPY, the S&P is looking like it's going to make an attempt for 375, which is getting closer to the top of that breakdown candle mentioned before. Oh, I'm gonna have to let go of DK and DraftKings here. I have a limit at 49.63 to let go of DraftKings. If we drop back below that, then yep, there it goes. All right. Yeah, I don't want to see here. This thing looks like it's just kind of gonna keep crapping out. Maybe later, if it decides to pop back up over 50, I can get it to run up to 51 for a trade. But for right now, it's not moving in the right direction. Got to cut the losses. Let's see, down 182 bucks on that trade. So for the day, I'm red 120. All right, CrowdStrike. I entered into 100 shares on CrowdStrike at 208.59. looking for at least a test of 211.26. You know, get this big candle right here, 204 to 208. Managed to get obviously over its open, kind of a little breakout pattern going on right here. So if it dips down past the open, then I'll have to let it go. That would be too bad, but yeah, you got to keep your losses small and your winners bigger. Bye-bye is rolling over a little bit right here. Let's see if I decide to start breaking back down below 230. Really, I'd like to see it break down below 229. This is a pretty big up candle right here on the daily. This spot. One way or the other. It could go back up to test yesterday's highs. The pattern is saying it'll go down here to test these lows. I don't know if it will break down below yesterday's low or not, but this thing's definitely moving back and forth here. There we go. CrowdStrike is kind of poking its way higher. This is a high quality tech name. And tech is favored right now. It's the quad 2 is favorable to almost everything except for utilities, long duration bonds, gold. Let's see how gold is doing today. I haven't looked at gold yet. Yeah, gold. Yeah, so gold is heading down. This is probably a pretty safe spot to start averaging into a short position on gold. Gold traditionally, there is an element of inflation protection in gold, but in places where you're getting, so here's gold. I'll pull it up on the 10-minute. And so in times of like fear, economic distress and so forth, people will look for gold as a safe haven. But when the economy is opening up, when GDP is growing, although GDP might come in still at a low number, it's still, GDP is going to go higher than it was. And so is inflation. And so gold just doesn't perform well in that scenario. Gold performs well in deflationary environments, which is the opposite of quad 2, would be quad 4. Well, I could have let go of this for about 50 cents more than I did. I was in an average of 50.56 on 200 shares, and I probably got filled at exactly the bottom, so it shook me off. But it was definitely making a downward move on the day. So DraftKings got me. All right, CrowdStrike is making its move up. As it stands right now in CrowdStrike, I'm up 150, so that would put me up. If I got out of CrowdStrike right now, that would put me positive on the day. Here we are at the top of this breakdown candle again on DraftKings. This is the top of this 1 minute breakdown candle. And so once we closed below it, I let go of once we closed below the bottom of this up candle here. I let go of it. There we go. DraftKings just broke through the top of that breakdown. Ooh, and it's back down below again. I'll keep an eye on it. CrowdStrike is making a move for yesterday's close. If I can let go of it at yesterday's close, then I'll be up about 150 bucks on the day. Not a big day by any means. I'm a bit timid actually with things right now with these moves because of the way the exchange behaved with some of the if you were trading between Christmas and New Year's, there were some circuit breaker halts that happened on the small caps, and small caps is where I make the most money. There's some circuit breaker cap. Look at that move. Totally shook me off. Let's see if we can confirm above $50.35 here. And if so, then I'll get back in, look for DraftKings to make a move up here to 52.29, probably only on 100 shares. Might be able to get a VWAP set up on DraftKings here. Let's move over here to the 5-minute. So let's see, VWAP is at 50.48. We got about 3 minutes until 10:30. TATT just hit the scanner again. So got some volume. I mean, this thing, it is trading. It's definitely trading. We've got candles, lots of candles here with a lot of volume. To get really interested though, it's got to get up over 832. Here we go. Okay, so CrowdStrike. All right, I'll let go of CrowdStrike right there. At 211.05. So yeah, that puts me up on the day. That was a $233 trade. So my biggest trade was that $233, and then I lost 182 on DraftKings, which now DraftKings is making its move. If DraftKings can confirm here over VWAP, which means the next candle closes green on DraftKings, then I'll have an entry. But if not, then I'll just, I won't get in it. Just got to let the trades come to me. So I'm, let's see, $50 plus $60 roughly. So I'm up about $110 on the day so far. CrowdStrike hit that yesterday's close, and then pulled away from it. There you can see I was part of that pullback. So a move over yesterday's close, and then confirmation above yesterday's close will be an entry on CrowdStrike if I decide to take it. Baba, what are you doing? What are you doing, Baba? Baba's just kind of bobbling around here. I do not foresee another test if this pattern plays out the way it's supposed to play out. Which when this pattern is successful, the head and shoulders pattern, head and shoulders reversal, when it's successful, it really is a high probability trade, because I seldom see a head and shoulders actually play out. Most of the time what happens is the right shoulder goes higher than the left shoulder. Now, a lot of people like to call a formation head and shoulders even when the right shoulder goes up above. Like, suppose for a moment that the right shoulder went up here instead of down here. There are people who will still call that a head and shoulders, and the way I learned it, head and shoulders, is that's not the way head and shoulders plays out. Head and shoulders, the right shoulder must be below the left shoulder. This is really symmetric too. We've got roughly a month of trading, a little slightly less than a month of trading in this left shoulder, roughly a month of trading in the head, and then roughly a month of trading around the right shoulder here. Let's remake that right shoulder a little bit. Roughly a month right here on the right shoulder. And so you can look for roughly a month of downward movement to complete this setup. Of course, I have the line going up above the neckline here, but it usually just doesn't do that. It usually doesn't go above the neckline again, and I seriously doubt it'll be a long time before we see a move over this run up here from 228 to 240. And it was an impressive move, but yeah, I don't see it happening. Today will probably be an inside candle. It's greater than 50% of this candle right here. In fact, it looks like this candle, I can do the math on it real quick. See the high on this thing was 240.76 and the low is 228.12. So 50%. Let's see where this thing opened. 240.76 plus 228.12 divided by 2, 234.44. So let's see where this thing opened today. It opened at 234.95. So 234.44 is the 50% mark for this run-up candle. It's with such a huge candle, it's going to be easy to see inside days, probably a few of them. But yeah, I think we're definitely testing the downside of this candle more than we're going to test the upside. CrowdStrike went up above yesterday's close there, came down, tested it in this 1 minute. Could be another entry here at yesterday's close. Could be a good spot for a high probability trade. DraftKings poked its head up and closed above VWAP. Couldn't hold VWAP. Let's see, we've got about 4 more minutes left. If we can get confirmation above VWAP right here, then DraftKings ought to start curling up and making there's a pivot here at 50.82, and if it can close above that, then it ought to go for the at least the open at 51.35. Really nice recovery there on CrowdStrike. Yeah, and the SPY's making a move for 375. That's a nice looking chart on the SPY. So I can play a pullback on the SPY. If the SPY, so on the 10-minute, it's into overbought, which in bullish conditions, it can stay that way for a while. I'd really rather see it go back down here for an entry in to get into a bullish position. I'd like to see it come down to this oversold mark, which it's doing in the pre-market, but it's not really doing in regular hours. We've got a regular hours dip here. And then when it comes back up above, when it starts to come back up above the oversold condition in conjunction with the VIX coming out of overbought and the ad coming out of oversold, then that's definitely, the trend is your friend. You want to trade in the direction of the trend. So I can get into a small scalp with put options on the SPY, but it's not a high confidence trade. It's not a high power. The trade isn't going to have as great of a return or have the potential for a big move when you're going against the trend, going against the grain. Okay, so we've got about a minute and a half left. DraftKings is working on a green close above VWAP, but it has a topping tail here. So I'd like to see it go back up to the top of this price range right in here, somewhere close to it. I definitely don't want a big topping tail on the candle that closes above VWAP. I'll wait for this one to develop a little bit further before I do anything with it. CrowdStrike's making a move up there. Yeah, very nice move on CrowdStrike. So another pullback to the 29 EMA here, and that'll probably be a good spot to make an entry on CrowdStrike for a second trade. Yeah, really nice move on CrowdStrike there. I managed to catch about $2 worth of the move from 208.59 right here to 211.03, I think. I sold it after it hit its yesterday's close here and pulled back. I sold right around 211.03. So. All right, DraftKings. And something else that I like about Baba too, this makes it a really pretty setup, is this is a falling neckline, and so a lot of this is the formation, because you'll see other head and shoulders formations where there's a rising neckline, and it just doesn't work as well. Falling neckline is definitely the formation you want to see, and instead of the neckline like going, instead of the neckline going like up from here to here kind of thing, the neckline is falling away. The stock that I have in my portfolio here, this is an inflation play. It's got a support resistance, a rising resistance line here, and you can see here, as inflation has gone down, this stock, over the past, this is a long way back here, since 2011, since inflation, and rates have been falling and so forth, TRQ's been acting accordingly. I think TRQ has a long way to go from here to the upside. It came back, let's see what rates are doing. Oh boy. Boom. Look at that. That happened fast. Yeah. So, the bond market is selling off right now, obviously. Big boom right there, over 1 on the 10-year. So I think TRQ, that's very bullish for the broader economy. People take their money out of bonds and they got to put it somewhere, and so it's usually stocks. So let's get back to my portfolio here. And TRQ's catching a bid. There's this, I'd love to see this thing, go up and hold over this this resistance line here, this trend line. I'd like to see it to use this rather than resistance. I'd like to see this stock start to use this this line right here as support rather than resistance. And so it's a moving target. So from one day to the next, it's demanding, but we're in the correct environment for it. Put an alarm on this, so when it crosses, I'll hear about it. Hey, it crossed. That was fast. Let's take a look at something that's been hitting the scanner. I'm definitely late on this. I doubt I'll play it. It's one day. Well, actually, run up here, period consolidation. It's really quite possible this thing could continue to run. Grow generation. There's got to be a pot stock. Distribution services. Let's see. Grow Generation Corp engages in the retail of hydroponic and organic specialty gardening products. It offers lighting fixtures, nutrients, seeds, and growing media systems, trays, fans, filters, humidifiers, and dehumidifiers, timers, instruments, water pumps, irrigation supplies, and hand tools. The company was founded by Darren Lampert and Michael Salomon on March 6, 2014. It's headquartered in Denver, Colorado. This thing's catching a bid today. And you can see here on the 10-minute, this is consolidation here, bull flag, really pretty bull flag. Let's see if if it can break out and hold over, let's get the magnet on. 46.27 is the high of that previous candle. It's breaking out. Let's see. CRWD, Grow Generation. I'm not scared of buying 100 shares here. So 46.40. I'm in at 46.45. So let's see if this thing can keep poking higher. This is a breakout pattern. I said when I clicked into it, I probably wouldn't buy, but well, it's not moving like out of control fast. I don't see this thing dumping. I like this price level too, because anybody who's trading at this price level, has the money to trade. So you're not going to get timid traders. You're not going to get like the small cap momentum trades. You'll see, traders are pretty, timid. Price action will move really fast in like $1 at a time or so. I don't see this happening on this stock. 46 to 45 roughly, so there'll be time for me. I can control risk on this, and I'm in a really small share size too, so controlling risk on this will be pretty easy. If it drops down $1, I'm out $100 rather than trading 1,000 shares of it and being out $1,000 on a $1 drop, or 10,000 shares on it. A little toppy there. A little bit of toppiness. Let's see, this is the 1 minute. Got about 10 seconds left on this 1 minute. Definitely want to see it hold 46.27. Otherwise, it might go for a pullback, false breakout. It is late in the morning, and so there aren't going to be as many traders. Okay, so it held 46.27 there. Let's see if we can get it to break out. I don't know. Shoot, this thing's made 42 to 46. It's made a $4 move on this for one pullback, and now this big long area of consolidation, and then So let's see. This run was from 41.99 to, we'll call it 46. So there's a $5 move there. So a $2 move here would be an encouraging thing to see. Hidden seller at 46.60. Oh, and it broke 46.60. That's good. So 64, 78 is on the ask. 86 is on the ask. I've got a sell order ready for 10 cents over break even. So if it starts heading back down right in here to the 55 range, I'll sell it for $10 profit. There's a 1,000 share buyer at 45, and so if he starts to get eaten up, then I'll know. And I missed the 10-cent mark. I couldn't get cleared at 10 cents. So if this 46, 45 guy gets eaten up, if I see him starting, there we go. Okay, so we're back at 55 on the bid, 49 on the bid, 59, 55 on the bid, 49 on the bid, 55 on the bid, 49, 60 on the ask, 66 on the ask, 60 on the bid. TATT just hit the scanner again. All right, I'm gonna go there. So I made 20 bucks on GRWG. A little bit of a momentum play there. Pop up over 46.27. So on 100 shares, I got 20 cents profit. Yeah, you know, base hits will get you into the Hall of Fame. A career of base hits will get you into the Hall of Fame. CrowdStrike came back down. It's kind of doing its best to hold on to yesterday's close. Looks like it's dipping down a bit. DraftKings is back down to that $50 level. Let's see if that's support or not. Peloton, yeah. TATT hit the scanners again a minute ago, but that is definitely not the move. This thing is like kind of just stair stepping down. Here, down, here, down, here, down. So I mean that's kind of what you can expect in the pattern for the rest of the day on a small cap momentum stock. For it to be attractive, for TATT to really be attractive for a trade, it's going to have to make some serious moves. You know, it'll probably, if I'm going to trade it, it'll do something like go to there, bobble down, and break out again, then retest, and then hit this level, and then retest and break through, and then retest, and that just doesn't happen with small cap stocks. Usually it just doesn't happen that way with small cap stocks. The TATT is the one that let's get back over this way here. Is this the one that signed with Honeywell? Yeah, this is the one that signed with Honeywell. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. Yeah, that's a big deal, but it's. Let's look at this thing on the daily. It looks like it popped up back here a bit on the 25th of September. Yeah, there it is on the 25th of September. But an entry on this thing isn't really attractive until the price settles back down again. I mean, the price could never come back down again to this, I don't know, roughly $5, $4.50 area. But I imagine this thing is pretty spiky. So let's get rid of all these lines here. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on TATT for future investment. Once the stock price decides to settle down again, then I'll look for a spot to. I'll probably throw 1,000 shares at it. Be willing to throw $5,000 at it. To let it ride for 5 years. Maybe we'll see what it does when it comes down to the $6 level, the high of this candle right here. The high of yesterday's candle is really quite similar to the close of the candle on the 25th. Yeah, I'll just keep an eye on it. And I'll start to average in. It really could dip back down below, to $4 or so. Wonder how much the contract is worth. I'll do some research. But today's not the day to start averaging into a small cap if you're interested in an investment. It looks like DraftKings here, after a fairly significant run up. This is definitely a rather high launch. This is a nice outside reversal. Now, this is what you expect to see on an outside reversal. So the stock has been coming down for a few days, and been coming down, from its high here, 64.26. And so when you see an outside reversal like this, that's much better. So you've got this candle that opened lower than the previous day and then closed higher than its previous day. You expect to see more bullish action on this setup like this. And the opposite is true. If it were going up and then you got an outside reversal where the red candle, opened higher than the previous day and then closed lower, then you'd expect to see further downside, which is not the way the SPY is playing out. I think I showed you 4 examples of that earlier. I don't have them circled anymore. Yeah, I took the circles off of it. And actually, that is I needed to pay closer attention to the SPY there. It's doing something really quite nice. Let me pull it down into the window here. So this is the daily chart on the SPY, and you can see here that it went up to challenge the breakdown candle high right here. It's not holding it at the moment, but on its face, that's bearish, or I'm sorry, that's bullish. This is a good spot to enter on a scalp trade for put options on the SPY. I suppose if I were paying closer attention, I probably would have tried to play this 375. I probably would have bought puts right here at 375.26. But actually, I'm glad I'm not involved. This is really bullish. So this is like a reversal, and this is what the stock market has been doing now for months. It puts in a reversal and a couple of different reversal types of patterns, breaking down below lows and stuff, and then it just recovers. It just comes right back. A close above 375.36 right here, 375. Close below a close above 375.45 today. That would be a big deal, Then its next move. Look at this sell-off. I don't remember what day this was, but you talk about a big gap in crap right here. So the next real spot of resistance is going to be 378 after it breaks. If it can break and hold 375.45, the next spot of resistance is 378.46. So this is fallen away from, let me put it on the 1 minute and the 10 minute. So the SPY is falling out of overbought here on the 1 minute. Let's see what it looks like on the 10 minute. On the 10 minute, it's still above. So to see it, kind of come down again and have that correspond with the VIX. The VIX is hitting a support line here that I had on it previously. That support line goes pretty far back. Okay, yeah, to the big run up from March on the VIX. February to late February to late March here. Let's see, we've got something popping up. TATT. I think TATT is worn out for the day. I traded NCTY a few days ago. I don't remember how I did on it. Yeah, NCTY is having a big day. This is another small cap. It only has 3.5 million shares float. Let's take a look at what it's doing on the 1 minute. I've forgotten what the news is on this thing. Oh, Asian ADRs. Yeah, the Asian market, it's bullish. It is in bull mode. So ADR, Asian ADR, consumer stock, technology services. Yeah, NCTY could be a good trade. All right, so anyway, and then the ad here. Ad is holding up over 1,000. I mean, that's not bad. Over 2,000 is holding over 2,000 is extremely bullish. You can just kind of enter anywhere on a trade like that. So the VIX is remaining really rather stubbornly high for new all-time highs. Usually, new all-time highs, brings it down into the teens here. And get those things out of the way. Really, really spiky. 3 days ago, it was a $3.51 stock, $3 stock. So NRBO is holding on to this pre-market level here. This is on the 6th. It's today. And for whatever reason, NRBO gapped all the way from. I don't usually see that I recall gaps in the pre-market like this. we go. It's curling up. What kind of volume do we have? Really low volume. I just I don't think that I'll get involved. Yeah, TATT just falling away. Okay, DraftKings. Have you decided to get your act together? Let's look at you on the 5 minute. All right, so here we are above VWAP again on DraftKings. And it looks like it's trying to bottom out for continuation to the upside. Yep, there it goes. NCTY trying to go for a breakout here. Over $12.30. And let's see, 1360s on the plate. 1360s on the table, I should say. Yeah, there it is. Boom. See how many shares it's traded today. Well, relatively light volume today. So it traded 55 million shares here on the 4th, 26 billion shares on the 5th, and today so far it's traded 14 million shares, and it's made its biggest move. So we've got people who are holding on to this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to get involved with it. I'm just going to kind of get away from it. spot to have really gotten into a trade on this is a breakout over this candle high here at 1146. I don't have anything. This is basically one pullback and two pullbacks. This is on the 10-minute. Let's look at the 5-minute and see if there's anything to trade against. So I know the levels. Yeah, consolidation. Yeah, 1146 would definitely been the spot to have gotten into this. I really think this 1366 level here is in play, which is the next fib after 100%. So SPY is working on holding 375.45. It's at 375.75 right now. Very bullish SPY chart. Look at that. Opened, made a little dip down, and just basically hasn't looked back since. Very, very bullish. Okay, TRQ's up above this support resistance line. I'd like to see it hold. Sun, yeah, it's kind of creeping along. Made it to a high of 30 in the pre-market. Just kind of looking around at the portfolio here. Yeah, gold. NCTY. I know that I know that as soon as I enter, if I were to go for NCTY here at any point, I'm staying away from it. But I know as soon as I get into it, it's going to go the other direction, whether it hits this 1370 mark or not. I know as soon as I buy into it, it'll go the wrong way on me. So staying away from it. CrowdStrike's found some new energy. SBE's worked out really well. I traded this yesterday. Don't remember. I think it was, I bought 100 shares, I think, for this small breakout at 37.40. I really don't remember where I bought it. May have been 36. Let's see here. Oops. I don't remember where. Yeah, I bought it. Okay, so I bought it for low 36. Only 100 shares, and then I sold 50 shares, and then really got a continuation bid here today at this almost $41 level. I like energy for quad 2 plays. I'm in this WDAY for 50 shares at 224.36. Definitely a very small size. You know, this is a time to get aggressive. Really, I'm gonna have to start upping my share size. The market is moving. The SPY is back. Where'd my SPY chart go? Yeah, the SPY definitely cleared that high from the breakdown candle. So you can see here, that is a great move. This this high from the breakdown candle, the SPY has just come right back and recovered from that. There's so much wrong economically speaking, but the market is just blowing it off and charging up. So 225.36 ought to be a little bit of resistance for WDAY. If it's anything like CrowdStrike though, then it really ought to continue charging up. Finding a little bit of support down here at the VWAP. Buyers like it there. So I managed to let go of WDAY, the 50 shares that I had. Let it go for 224.52. Getting close to lunchtime. This is about the time of the day where you'll see things. If things are moving up, then getting into lunchtime, things will come back down. If things are going down, then getting into lunchtime, things will start to move back up again. DraftKings just can't get a green candle close after it goes above VWAP. It's just not catching a bid. Green candle close right here above VWAP, it gets knocked back down again. Green candle close above VWAP right here, and it gets knocked down again. Another VWAP, here we go. Let's see, we've got about a minute left on this candle right here. Let's see if it can close green. But again, it closes over VWAP here, red, red, red. Over VWAP here, red, barely over VWAP again, red, blah, 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 down, down, down. So it's just not catching a bid after it's run up. If we get a green candle close here within the next minute or so, I'll take another stab at DraftKings. Looks 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. All right, looks like we're gonna finally get a green candle confirmation over VWAP here. Nice little bottom tail, and it's small. 133,000 shares traded. So I can sneak in here and get involved. Got a buy order in at 50.62, where I have a buy order in. I just got filled for 100 shares at 50.62. Let's see if this thing can start to break this range that it's been in for the past hour or so, right in here. About a 10-cent pullback. It looks a lot more dramatic than it is. VWAP is at 5047, dipping back below 5047 a little bit. All right, 20 seconds left on this candle. I like the way DraftKings here found some support in the spaghetti, and then it's just generally making this bottoming pattern right here. You know, a move over the open, that'd be wonderful. Let's see if we can get it. It's only, I'm in at 62 cents. Yeah, 50.62. 50.62 is where I entered. And so, I mean, that would only be like a $70 move for me. It would only be, you know, 70 bucks roughly that I would make on the trade. But base hits, consistent base hits will put you into the Hall of Fame. A career of base hits put you in the Hall of Fame. Looks like 50.82 here. This is a little bit of a pivot. Looks like that'll be a little bit of resistance. This is an intraday pivot. This isn't like a daily pivot or anything. About 30 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Like to see a nice strong close. A forced close over 51.10 here would be pretty neat. So right at this morning breakdown, this big morning breakdown candle, the price right now is sort of pushing the top end of that. See breakthrough here and confirmation above 51.10 would be pretty nice. Then we could possibly put in a red to green move, meaning that on the daily it's make some of those invisible there. So if yeah, this outside reversal, and that's bullish. It's really bullish on the stock. So if it can get above and hold above 51.33 roughly there, it'll make the move red to green. So we'll watch a candle turn from this sort of red, nice level of support down here on DraftKings on this candle right here. And if it can turn green, I mean, it'll sort of feed on itself. So it's falling away a bit from that resistance line right there. Give it some time to see if it'll develop a little bit. 2 seconds. Close. All right. Well, it closed over that price by a penny. I mean, that's not closed at 51.11. It looks like closed 51.12. So I mean, you know, closed a little bit above that resistance line, but it's not really I wouldn't call that a strong close. We didn't like really punch over it. Got a 1,900 share buyer at 51 even. Oh, he got taken out. 500 share buyer at 97 just got taken out. Go ahead and take profits on that 100 shares there for about 40 cents per share, so 37.41 cents per share. So I think I'm going to call it a day there. Let's do some math here real quick. Okay. So $190 on the day. On DraftKings, I took that $182 loss on DraftKings. That was my first trade, 200 shares. And I attempted to buy this thing at the open. I don't remember what price I got filled at. I think it was around 51 bucks. And then bought another 100 shares at 50 bucks even. And it started falling away. And I swear I probably sold at 49.61. Let me look at my transactions. I probably sold it right there at the bottom. Let's see, DraftKings 200 sell. Almost as I sold at 49.65 right here when it started tumbling down. And so, you know, in most cases that would be, you know, cut your losses, you know, 180 bucks, I can make it back up kind of thing. But then it started to just kind of break the other direction and bobble around here for a while. And I added another 100 shares of DraftKings at, let's see, DraftKings go at $50. No, that's not right. At $51 even. Wait, I have a buy at 51? That's not right. Oh, that was early. Okay, all right, hang on. DraftKings buy, yeah, at $50.12. So my last trade, I bought DraftKings at, okay, I need to hit the refresh button. Now that's better. All right. So, DraftKings buy. I'm getting lost here. Okay, yeah, $50.62. And I got out at, I bought 100 shares at $50.62 and then sold at $50.99 on that last trade. On the first trade of the day that I took on DraftKings, I bought twice. Here we go. I bought at $51, and the time on that was, it doesn't give me a time, but that was my first trade of the day. And then I bought another 100 shares at $50.12. So I was in for an average of $50.56. And then I sold the DraftKings at $49.65 because it just looked like DraftKings was about to let go of the gains on the day there. It didn't, of course. And so then later on the day, on its way back up again, I bought at $50.62, only 100 shares, and sold at $50.99. So, you know, on the name, I'm down $150 for the day. Let me go back to my spreadsheet here. But then I managed on CrowdStrike. I got into 100 shares. CrowdStrike buy. CrowdStrike buy. I bought at 208.59 and then sold CrowdStrike at 211.05. So I was able to make $233 on that one. And then I've got some other small miscellaneous like TATT. It's a small cap momentum play. I bought TATT 500 shares of TATT. I bought at $8.03, and then I let go of 93 shares at $8.20, 207 shares at $8.20, and 200 shares at $8.09. So that altogether was worth $11 plus $33 plus $15 and some change. That comes out to basically $60. And then WDAY I made $8 on. So I think it's not my. So even though I didn't get punished by, and I'll show you here. Let's pull up a window. So I've gotten really shy. Let's take that off of the 1 minute. We'll put it on the 30 minute, just so we can find it. Yeah. So this was the period in between Christmas and New Year's, and the exchange was just shutting down small cap momentum trading. You can see. I'll go back to the 10 minute on this one. I'll go to the 5 minute. And there are two more examples just like this, where the exchange it stopped trading at roughly 9:35 and then opened up again, 2 hours later. And so there are people in this trade, for I don't know how many thousands of shares, and then it gets shut down and opens up again, 12:53 down to 7:50 roughly, and that's that's $5, and the exchange it shut it down because there was no news. There was a news. They would have a halt. This was halted on the way down because of the volatility circuit breaker, but then the exchange came out and said waiting on news. And they did this 3 times in this week between Christmas and New Year's. It happened on 3 different stocks, and that is a like if I were trading this, usually I would probably trade somewhere around 5,000 shares. So if I get a $1 move, or 20-cent move for that matter, I'd make $1,000. But if I were in 5,000 shares and it dropped from $12 down to $7, it's a $25,000 loss. And I consider myself somewhat lucky, although I've been doing this for a long time, and so when I trade small cap momentum, I don't trade for very long. I'll have a trade on for like a minute, 30 seconds. I will have trades on for a very short amount of time. So if these big down moves like this happen, and they happen all the time in small cap momentum. So that way I can, it's a part of managing risk as a trader. What was another name? I traded. There were three in particular. Was it W Key? Was that one of the ones that just took a huge dump and then the exchange shut it down? No, I don't think it was W Key. God, what was it? There were three examples. I have it in a past video. Anyway, ever since the exchange started behaving that way, I really haven't been aggressive with small cap momentum trading. W Key's getting a pop here today. Real quick pop of 140,000 shares. Wonder if there's news. There's no news right now. Well, so anyway, I need to up my level of aggressiveness here. It looks like the exchange is not shutting people down prematurely. And so things are behaving well. Yeah, things are, risk management isn't going to be, really, really difficult. It'll be easy to manage risk on these things. Okay, everybody. So that's going to be it for today. Thanks to anybody who stopped by. I appreciate it. If you like what you see, or you just want to have a place to hang out, you're welcome to hang out. All right. Please click subscribe and like. Take care now. Good luck trading out there, everybody.